Hello, everyone! The congregation was buzzing, tension thick in the air, and the atmosphere inside the sanctuary was unlike anything the church had experienced before, as Bishop Charles H. Ellis III, senior pastor of Greater Grace Temple in Detroit, finally stood before his church and the world to directly address the firestorm of Mistress allegations that had set social media ablaze and cast a dark shadow over his decades-long ministry. And what followed during that shocking live sermon left both supporters and skeptics stunned as the bishop broke his silence with raw emotion, spiritual authority, and a message that turned what could have been a scandal-driven spectacle into a moment of confession, confrontation, and even redemption. For weeks, whispers had been growing louder, claims that the respected bishop had been involved in an inappropriate relationship with a woman outside his marriage, with screenshots, cryptic messages, and rumor-fueled videos circulating across TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, prompting critics to question not only his integrity, but also the moral fabric of church leadership as a whole. But instead of releasing a rehearsed PR statement or hiding behind the pulpit in silence, Bishop Ellis stunned his congregation by walking onto the stage during Sunday service, pausing beneath the glare of the spotlight, and launching into one of the most emotionally charged and brutally honest sermons of his entire career. "I know what they're saying," he began, his voice steady, but tinged with the weight of spiritual burden. "And I'm not here today to pretend like this isn't real. I'm here to face it head on." For the next 45 minutes, what unfolded was not just a defense. It was a public reckoning. Ellis neither outright denied the rumors nor fully confirmed them, but instead chose a path of transparency and introspection that walked the fine line between accountability and grace. He acknowledged that mistakes had been made in judgment, that boundaries may have been blurred in relationships that should have remained professional, and that even leaders are susceptible to human weakness, especially when surrounded by constant pressure, adoration, and isolation. As he spoke, there were audible gasps, tears, and moments of thunderous silence from the congregation. Some leaning forward to catch every word, others bowing their heads in disappointment or confusion. But what caught everyone off guard was when Bishop Ellis paused, looked directly into the camera broadcasting the live stream, and addressed not just his church, but the world. "To those watching and waiting to see me fall, I don't owe you perfection. I owe God repentance, and I owe this church the truth." He continued by reminding everyone that while spiritual leaders are expected to live by a higher standard, they are not exempt from temptation, loneliness, or failure. "Yes, I'm a bishop, but I'm a man, a husband, a father, a flawed vessel that God chose to use anyway." He did not throw accusations at anyone, nor did he lash out at the woman allegedly involved. Instead, he expressed sorrow for any confusion or hurt that may have resulted from the situation, and extended an olive branch to his congregation and family, asking for prayer and a chance to rebuild trust. Meanwhile, Loretta Ellis, his wife of many years, remained seated in the front row, expression unreadable, but present, a quiet yet powerful statement in itself. Observers later remarked that her presence was perhaps the strongest part of the entire service, offering a wordless testimony of either enduring faith or private heartbreak hidden behind composure. As the sermon continued, Ellis flipped the script, shifting focus from scandal to redemption, preaching that the measure of a man is not whether he stumbles, but whether he stands back up. He warned the church against idolizing its leaders and reminded them that it is Christ who should be the standard, not any preacher, bishop, or prophet. That message landed deeply, as some members broke into spontaneous worship, while others simply wept. Social media erupted instantly, with clips of the sermon spreading like wildfire, drawing praise for his honesty from some, and criticism from others who felt he was dancing around a confession. Some praised the bishop for standing in truth and showing humility. Others accused him of spiritual manipulation, using the pulpit as a shield from continues, consequence. but one thing is clear. Bishop Ellis's decision to confront the controversy from the pulpit rather than behind closed doors has set a new precedent in how modern church leaders respond to personal scandal. In a time when many flee or lawyer up, he chose to face the storm publicly, inviting both judgment and grace at the same time. Whether or not the full truth will come out, or whether further allegations will arise, remains to be seen. But this moment, captured live and watched by millions, has become a defining chapter in his ministry. And now, the world watches, not just to see how the church will respond, but whether forgiveness and accountability can coexist in the age of viral controversy and spiritual scrutiny. For Bishop Ellis, the road ahead won't be easy. Trust takes time to rebuild. But with every word spoken during that live sermon, one thing became clear. This was not just about defending a name, it was about reclaiming a calling, one flawed but honest step at a time. Thanks for watching.